What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So there is this little broadcast that just happened a day or two ago at this point, going over some information about some future updates that are coming to the game later this year, as well as some exciting information for the upcoming campaign. So we're going to go ahead and scrub through this really quick. I have already watched this whole thing kind of while it was live. So I'm just going to be giving you guys a little recap, going over all the important points and kind of my thoughts and feelings on things as well. So they had a pretty long intro here, just talking about things, kind of going over, you know, the idea of what's going to be going down in the stream and stuff, which again is just going to be information on future updates and then some information about the upcoming content. So okay, so the very first thing that they highlighted as a detail here is this little UI change. We're now going to be able to see when you're going to be able to see a display of the dragon stones available from events. So it'll be a little bit easier for players who are just trying to collect all the dragon stones that they can, you know, in order to summon. Because obviously this is something, especially for newer players that just have so much different content in game to grind, they might not know what they should be grinding, and obviously earning dragon stones is one of the biggest motivators to grind an event in the game, so being able to see this is going to be nice. So I looked at this for a moment and realized what it looks like here is on the left, this is the amount of dragon stones you can earn by playing and clearing the stages. And then on the right side, this is the amount of dragon stones you can earn from clearing the missions. So I think that's the way these two are split up, which would make perfect sense because these Prime Battle events, obviously, this one has 3 stages here, so you get 1 stone per stage, that's the 3. The Frieza one, you know, between the Frieza and the Namek one, those were older, and they have, like, that 4th stage added to them, so it makes sense the 4 stones there, and then obviously you'd get a lot more from all these extra ones, and then no stones from the missions here makes sense, whereas obviously you're getting a bunch from all those missions, so I'm pretty sure that's the way that is lined up. That is definitely a nice change to see, right? I think that, you know, there's nothing bad about that doesn't bring anything negative at all, other than the fact that while you're scrolling through events, now they're just spaced out a little bit more, so it's going to take a little longer to scroll through. Yeah, but I already am still of the belief that the recent change they made to the events tab isn't good enough, and that they still need to do, like, a full revamp. So this really isn't, like, adding or taking away much, but kind of a cool feature, I'm sure there's some players out there that are really going to appreciate that, and that's going to make things a lot easier for them and a little bit less convoluted, right? Okay, so this is pretty big. This is the next thing that they announced here, which has to do directly with power level. So it looks like they are going to be changing the way that power level is calculated. Now, before anybody gets too excited, they still only really scratched the surface with this. Like, oh god, it's so annoying. Okay, so let's look at what is going down here. So okay, the very first thing here is that now with your rank, as you rank up, you are going to be reaching or each time you rank up, you get 100 power level. So that's not going to be just for nothing anymore. Now you actually at least get something from it. I feel like 100 is extremely low, especially for something that is capped at such a low level that you can't earn, you know, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of these. You're not going to be able to get that much power level from it. So I guess it's nice that they've added it, but it really is kind of irrelevant, right? Okay, so then this middle section here, these ones are not highlighted with the blue, you know, circle, because obviously they're exact same as they were before with the hidden potential nodes and the link skills, which again, this is the bummer part, is the fact that the link skills are still 1,000 and everything else is still like astronomically lower than it, is kind of gonna hurt here, right? So they did make a pretty big change to this. So now the stage clears aren't just going to be, I think you were previously getting, what was it, like 150 or 200? It was something like that per stage cleared. Now they've actually itemized it out to where the difficulty of the stage is going to be dependent on how much power level that you earn. So I'm not sure, based on these numbers and then how many of these stages exist in game, whether this is going to be a boost or a minus to power level. I'm assuming a boost, because this is these are such high numbers up here. I assume that when this update rolls through, we're immediately going to be seeing a boost in power level from these. But it's also going to be hard to know, because you are going to be getting a chunk of power level from the rank, because obviously unless you're rank 1, you already have earned some ranks that are going to allow you to get this extra power level here. So Yeah, we'll see about that. And then for the Dokkan Awakened characters, obviously that has not changed either. So yeah, small adjustments here. But again, not anything too incredibly different. Just in the sense that link leveling is still the de facto way to earn a high power level, and basically the rest of this doesn't really matter, right? What they need to do is they need to add 25 more parameters that allow you to get power level. That's the way that they can dilute the link skills thing. Because one thing that they cannot do, they absolutely cannot do, is lower this number. Because you have people who have spent years of their life dedicated to grinding specifically to earn power level, and if you were to move this number down to try and, you know, even out the weight of these and distribute them more evenly, all you're going to be doing is screwing over people that thought they were doing the optimal play by grinding power level for years and years and years, right? So that's something they absolutely can't do. Now, another thing that, in my opinion, I don't think would be a good idea to do is to add something else astronomical like link leveling, and then have something else that competes in game, right? Like if they were to add, like, you know, okay, let's say you have hidden potential nodes activated, but then number of rainbowed units straight up, just that as a counting unit. Each time you rainbow a unit, you get 1,000 power level or something. Well, I guess it would have to be more than 1,000, because you can only really get like 4,000, and that would only give you 4 million power level, which is still not even comparable to what you can get in links, right? Which is like something like 30-40 million. So it would probably have to be something like, honestly, the most obvious thing to add is Easy A stage clears. Every time you clear an Easy A stage, you get some power level. If they were to make it where you get like 100 power level per stage, then that would mean that when they add that, some of the players who have been grinding Easy A's for all these years instead of grinding links would now just have the #1 power level in the game, because they have all of that done already. And I don't think that that would be very fair to players who have been purposely trying to grind for power level and then have that taken away from them immediately, right? So I think a better way to do it is to give 1 point every time you clear a stage. Not just for first clear, because again, all of these points you only get the first time you clear a stage. You should just get 1 point, or like 5 points, or 10 points, something like that, every single time you clear a stage. There should definitely be power level attached to all the titles that you earn. There should still be some power level earned for clearing Easy A stages, but I think it needs to be a really low number, just because there's so many thousands of stages that you can clear over time. And the fact that, you know, getting a link to level 10 takes some time, or some really, really expensive and limited resources, rather than an Easy A stage you can clear in 30 seconds. So it shouldn't be giving you, like, you know, astronomical boosts per stage, right? So things like that. But if they were to add, like, a bunch more parameters, I think that this still does need a lot of help, but it's nice that they're paying attention to it and they're still experimenting with expanding it in new ways. That is definitely good news, right? Okay, a little bit of a side tangent there, but you know, it is kind of the most important aspect of the game to me, so that's gonna happen naturally. Okay, so looking at the UI, we have a new example of what the UI is going to look like here on the home screen. Looks like they have updated things so that our power level is actually going to be visible on the home screen now, which is really, really cool. Because obviously previously this would just show your rank, and then the experience bar would be across here, and right below it was the stamina bar. So now they've moved the experience bar and stamina bar side by side, and then the power level is going to be displayed right above it, which is really, really cool for players like me that like to flex their super high power level. Now you'll be able to see it straight up on the home screen, which is awesome. Definitely love that. This right here is also showing that there's going to be an animation that plays when you earn more power levels. So as your power level goes up, you're going to see this animation right here on the home screen. So I'm really curious to see what that ends up looking like. Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe it's going to be a thing. So I'm kind of thinking of the way that like the pixel character works, where it holds any animations and waits until you visit that screen, and then it plays them all for you back to back, right? So if you don't go check the pixel character for like 2 weeks and you just leave it, and it was at level 1, like the month reset, you never opened up your profile, but then you played a bunch of stages, then you jump in there, it's going to keep leveling up your profile, your pixel character for you right there on spot and show it to you. So, so excuse me. Ooh, talking too much today. So I'm assuming that the way it's going to work is, let's say you go and link level for 3 hours straight and you just keep running the stage back over and over and over again. You earn yourself a solid, 10k power level or whatever, and then you go back to the home screen. I would say at that very moment, I think then it's going to give you your 10,000 plus and show you that your power level goes up right there in that moment. So that'll be really, really cool to see. And this is very exciting for a player like me, because there are certain things similar to this that have already existed in game, like that little notification that you get every time you earn a new power level bonus. If your power level is lower than 3 million, you're still earning power level bonuses, so you'll get those indicators. I have never seen one of those indicators before. I have on my JP account, but not on my global, because by the time this system got added and the profile was added and, the power level bonuses was a thing, I was already at 3 million power level. So it didn't affect me. Like, I just got all the bonuses right at once, and then I was never able to see those animations. So this will be nice to at least be able to enjoy some power level increase animations, now that basically, every single player is going to be able to enjoy these. I'm also noticing here, this was something I noticed before, they grade out the ranks on this page right here, and I was curious why, but I think I know why they did it, because of something else that they announced coming up right here next. So this was the next thing that they talked about, which is really, really hyped to see. The max rank is actually going to be increasing to 2,000. So I think the reason why they blurred this out was probably because with this new UI, there's like a new font or a new text size or whatever to be able to fit that 4th digit, because obviously since we're going, people are going to have more than 1,000 now. So they were probably just hiding that so that it wasn't spoiled that there's a difference here. And then, on the very next slide, a minute later in the broadcast, they just announced that the rank was going to be increased. So I assume that that's why they blocked that out. I don't have any other clue why they would have possibly grayed that out, especially because, they gave us the information right here. It almost seems like if they had just put this slide before the other one, then they wouldn't have had to grade that out and it would be fine. I don't know. Weird decision making. But yeah, kind of cool to see that it's increasing. The downside for this is I don't like that it's only 2,000. So I wish that it just went to 10,000. It should just be 9,999. That would have been better. There's no... I feel like there was no... If they were going to bother increasing the cap, I don't see why they made a new cap. Like, it should have just gone way higher. Like, I don't know. Because really, the biggest problem with it is redoing the UI so that you have room for an extra digit, and you have to, like, change the font size, right? But once you've done that, to add the 4th digit, you might as well go as high as 4 digits can go, right? So what this leads me to believe is that the way that the experience gains exponentialize, so like you need, millions and millions and millions more experience to level up from 999 than you did from 998. And millions more than you would have needed from 997, right? Because they're just gaining by so astronomically much at this point. My assumption is that because they're only adding this to 2,000, is that those exponential gains are going to continue. Which means even if you're someone who's link leveling all day, every day, you're probably only going to level up like once per day or something. Like, I don't see it staying stagnant where the 999 is at, or resetting down to where it's really easy to get to 1,000 and 1,001, 1,002, 1,003. I think it's going to be a really, really slow, painfully slow grind. To, like, kind of thing like... Once you get to 1,999 and you're about to rank up to 2,000, it's going to take you like 3 weeks of grinding. Like, something like that, right? Like, I'm assuming that's where they're headed with this, and that's why they haven't added, more than 1,000 extra spaces. Because, like, with the way that Dokkan Day works now, if you were to start your account right now, in like 5 months, as long as you grind all day, every day on Dokkan days, you're going to be 999. It's not going to be hard for you to do, because you can just get so many hundreds of levels right in one day. On my JP account, even when I was up to like rank 700, I was still getting almost like 60, 70 ranks in one Dokkan day. Literally the Dokkan day, that the very last one where I made it to 999, I was at 960 on that same day, and then I made it to 999 in like 5 hours. So yeah, it's definitely easier than ever to do now. So I'm really curious to see like how quickly someone's gonna be able to achieve 2,000, right? But really, really excited to see that that's coming. That definitely means good things for the future of the game, right? Oh yeah, they did also talk about this. I don't think that there was a slide for it, but they did mention that they are going to be reducing the app size. There's going to be an update for that. I know that they're making some changes to the way that super attack animations work. Right now, they are very, very picture heavy, and there are, just hundreds and hundreds of like pictures and PNG files that make up those super attack animations, which takes a shit ton of room for the file space in the game. And what they're actually going to be converting that into is small video files that are going to play instead. So less information being held in game, which is going to be nice. So that's one thing I know that they're doing for sure. That's going to help with a big amount of app size reduction. And then I'm sure that there's a lot of other techie things they're doing on the back end that I just don't know about. Yeah, that they're going to be doing. Okay. Let's see here. So we have a new campaign that's going to be starting on the 29th here, so just in a couple of days. So I think they have a little trailer video showing us what is going to be coming. So let's go ahead and take a look at that.
本日はキャンペーンに登場する新キャラクターについての特別映像をお待ちしておりますので、はい、こちらをまずはご覧いただければなと思っております。盛り上がる準備はできてますでしょうか？それではいきますよ。ではこちらをご覧ください。どうぞ。
Thank you, Geppy. We love you, buddy. I love that they include the finally there. Yes, sir. Oh. Heck yes, dude. Oh my goodness. So yes, Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku is finally in Dokkan. Oh my god, they teased us for way too long. I do not know what the heck is up with the Dokkan dev team on this one. This is really, really confusing and just throws me way into left field. They just, from the inception of Daima to this point, and probably moving forward too, they have just handled this stuff so weird. So weird. Because, everybody thought that it would be 10th anniversary, and then it wasn't. And then at the tail end of the 10th anniversary, they gave us Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. And we were like, okay, I guess, sure. Technically, he's an anniversary unit, but, it was weird for him to just be this standalone thing. And then we went through the GDC and the TDC and two more major celebrations, and they completely ignored Daima. And we were like, what the heck? All these other games have gotten all the major characters. Everybody else has been acknowledging it. What is going on with Dokkan? And then here we go, this random celebration at the beginning of November, just in between, as a little in-between filler celebration between the major celebrations, we're getting Daima content. I do not understand it. It's so weird to me. I thought for sure after the GDC had nothing to do with Daima, and then the TDC had nothing to do with Daima, which was previously, Tanabata, I thought that, okay, it's going to be 11th anniversary. But then, no, they're just dropping it right here randomly. Okay, awesome. So here we go. But the thing is, there's still so many major characters that they can add, right? We don't have the adult versions of these cards. We have the minis, but we still need adult Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. We need adult Super Saiyan 3 Goku. We need adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku is the real pinnacle hype, right? We also need Goma. And, the giant form Goma with the eye in his forehead. We need an Eren Su. We need Boo. Or we need Ku and Du, right? We need the Super Saiyan 3 Majin Du. There's so many major characters. We need all the Tamagamis. Yeah, there's definitely a lot more that they can do. I definitely wouldn't be surprised if they were to announce that the 11th anniversary were Daima as well. I wouldn't be surprised, or at least if that's going to be included. With the way that these anniversaries have been going, it seems like they don't really stick super harshly to like one finite theme. So I honestly at this point would be surprised if it was only Daima. But I wouldn't be surprised to see some Daima representation during the 11th anniversary as well. But who knows? Maybe they just have their regular schedule for their content, posted way too far in the future, and they just have to find little spaces to fill in with Daima stuff because it was an unexpected, just series to release that's kind of interrupted the schedule of Dokkan Battle. Maybe that's what's going on here. I don't know. But nonetheless, very, very excited that Super Saiyan 4 Goku is finally here, right? Okay, so there is a couple of other cool things here. Let's see. What are they talking about here? Oh, okay. So this is just a little login bonus that's going to be happening. And then there's some special missions. We're going to get some reward tickets. Okay. To be able to spend in the shop. We did get some of these before, these 10th year reward tickets. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm pretty sure these are going to be available for like wallpapers and stuff like that. Okay, and then what are we looking at next here? Oh, yeah. These are the wallpapers, right? So they're showing us an example wallpaper that we could potentially get with those reward tickets. So they're hiding some of the other ones. Did they show us all three? I don't know if they show us all three of them here. That's the second one there with those guys. Yeah, I don't think they showed us all three, just those two for now. It looks like they're releasing them over time. So, yeah, some wallpaper animations, nothing too big there. Okay, and then they're actually going to be updating the Daima story event here. So now, as you can see, it says recruit 4 characters and Dokkan awaken them. So now, not only do we have the Goku and Vegeta mini that are farmable from that event, but it looks like we're getting a masked Majin Pansy and a free-to-play Glorio. And then there is a new treasure item, Modulite. It says exchange, so I assume the way it's going to work is you farm these up and then buy these in the Baba shop with the Modulites. So that'll be really, really exciting, which means now we have a way to free-to-play farm Glorio. And we've got Pansy. We've got a playable Pansy card. So really excited to see some of those additions as well. Looks like we've got a Daima Red Zone that's going to be coming in here. So we've got the first 3 stages are going to be the Tamagamis, and then I assume we're going to get into some Goma fights, probably fighting against Du and Ku. Maybe we'd even see Eren Su in there. That'd be really, really cool. We don't have any in-game art for Eren Su yet, so that is one that I'm definitely looking forward to, right? Okay, so they announced there's going to be a new stage of Seriously Serious All Out Battles here. We've got a new Infinite Dragon Ball History that's going to be coming. Okay, and then... okay. So, at this part, we are looking at some artworks for the Daima Goku. I think this SSR art is so smooth, dude. That looks so freaking good to me. These are both very, very cool, though. So, yeah, definitely did a good job with that. We've got some more animations here. Did they just replay? Oh, it's probably, like, active skill animations and such. Or, yeah, no, actually, that Kamehameha they showed us before was probably the active skill animation, and then this is, like, the super attack animations. We're gonna skip out on all that. Yeah, gonna pass those up just in the interest of time. I'm also going to pass up on the details for the character kit, just because I plan to make a separate video going over all of his character details. So we will jump to here. Okay, perfect. So I'm assuming this is the banner unit for the new celebration, so it's going to be a mini Piccolo. So another new Daima character coming. Yeah, this is going to be the banner unit alongside the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, so that's really good. And again, I'll go over the details in a special video doing its own thing. They also showed this off, which was like the battle motions and stuff, using them in game, which is kind of cool. Again, gonna skip those because I do my own battle motion videos for all the new battle motions that release, so we'll take a look at those there. Okay, so then there is another little piece that's coming here. As a joint part of this celebration, we're actually celebrating the 40th anniversary of Dragon Ball, so there's going to be something really cool here. I think they have a little video to show us, so we're going to play this.
キャンペーンが始まる予定となっております。 まずは特別に映像を用意していますので、そちらをご覧ください。どうぞ。
Very sick. They're showing us a bunch of artwork from, you know, the Jump manga comics. All right, so there we go. A little wallpaper. It's going to be coming to both Legends and Dokkan. Kind of neat. Kind of neat. All right, cool. So yeah, they're gonna be we've got this little special campaign. So I would assume that there is some, you know, very limited exclusive stuff that's gonna be releasing during this campaign, and we do already have a little bit of tidbits about some stuff they've just showed after here. So this right here that you're looking at. This is a card. This is a card art. This is gonna be in game. This is so sick. So it's manga panel cards. It's going to be, you know, a Goku art, and then it's got all the manga panel artwork behind from that scene where he is fighting. So yeah, really sick stuff. We've got a Vegeta in here as well from the same fight. And then there's a couple of more. So it looks like we've got an orange Piccolo. We have this Frieza. This is from when he is fighting Vegeta. And then we've got Super Saiyan 2 Gohan from when he fights Cell. And then Boo here as well. So yeah, some really fun artworks. These are going to be some super sick cards. I assume these are going to be summonable, and that there's going to be banners for these. I don't know if they actually... Oh, yeah, right here. Oh, wait. Right. Did I miss it? There was some... Here, let me mute it real quick, and then I'm going to play through this. 4 featured characters... Okay, recruited through... Oh, okay. That's... Hold on. It just said, you can... Boo. The 4 characters. Okay, here. I'm just gonna play it from here, and we're gonna read as it goes, because I want to know the specifics of this. Okay, so we have the Goku. Yes, awesome. Okay, I think they said there's gonna be a login card. Okay, yeah, so these artworks are straight from the manga, right? Special illustrations. Okay, yeah, Goku from Saiyan Saga, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you can recruit this character through the login bonus and missions during the campaign. So this one's going to be the free one, for sure. Okay, makes sense. They usually do that kind of thing. Okay. Next, they're talking so much. Oh my god, it's probably just some free talk going on in the background. Okay, so there we go. Now we've got the Vegeta here. Yep, they're gonna have that one going. So yeah, they didn't really specify where the Vegeta is coming from. They didn't really say whether he's also going to be login card or whether he's summonable. Okay, yeah, so he is summonable, because 4 more characters in addition to Vegeta available in upcoming summon. So that's what we were looking for there, right? And then here are the characters. So all 5 of those characters. So the Goku's free, and then the other 5 are all going to be summonable. I know some people in the community are kind of worried about if these are going to be limited releases, and if we're going to lose access to them. You know, the biggest comparison being like the Arale units that have never returned because of licensing issues. I don't see that being the case for these, even though they are, you know, direct manga artwork, so it is technically a little bit different than the Dragon Ball Z, you know, show. I don't think that that's going to be an issue, just because this does come purely from the Dragon Ball IP, and this is not like a spin-off series or something that's like an actual license from a crossover celebration or something like that. So I don't think that we're going to have that kind of issue, and I would assume that these characters would return. But that being said, that's not guaranteed, right? Because obviously these are special units that are being released for a special type of celebration. But my assumption is that they're going to be available to summon. They probably won't go into the general pool to be like banner units or whatever. They're probably not going to be refeatured as Dokkan Fest exclusives. I would assume that they're probably going to add them to a shop of some kind, like during the anniversary with the gold coins and stuff. Maybe you'd be able to purchase them in there or whatever. But I can't imagine that they're just going to make them unattainable after this summoning, period goes away for them. So we'll see. That remains to be seen. We'll ponder that a little bit further as they do actually release in a game and we have a little bit more information about them. But yeah, all in all, I think this was a super sick idea, and I think that we haven't seen the full execution because again, we don't even know what the kits look like. We don't know how they look in game. But based on what I'm envisioning, I think this is going to be really, really cool. So yeah, super excited about these manga cards here. Okay, let's see. What else have we got? Oh yeah, so they just show us the little animations. These are actually pretty sick. Let's go ahead and take a look at these. Oh, unmute. So make sure you're listening pretty closely during these animations because they do animate the sounds of the book, like the comic book or the manga. Oh my goodness, it's so good. It's so good. Yeah, love the little like audible like page turning sounds and stuff. They've got like the wind in the background and stuff really setting the scene. And then all of those sound effects that we're hearing are a little bit different from a lot of the stock sound effects that we have for key blasts and stuff in Dokkan. And I heard Garesh shouting about this when they were watching the live stream. And that he thinks those are actually sounds from the show that are like direct sound bites pulled from the show, which I would be willing to believe because they sound a little crunchy. They sound like they were, sound like designed in the 90s. So yeah, wouldn't be too surprised to hear that. And it does obviously fit the theme of what they've got going here with the authentic artworks and stuff. It would make perfect sense to use authentic sounds as well, right? So yeah, really, really excited for that. So again, we'll just have to wait until the celebration starts, and then we'll see what is going on with those manga artwork cards once they come into game. So we have another broadcast that's going to be releasing some more information about this 40th anniversary campaign. Another live stream here. It looks like on 10/28. I like how they call it PST. I mean, the whole day. What? It's just a date. It's the whole day is, huh? It's not a time zone. Why'd they specify the time zone and not a time? Okay, well, anyways. I don't know what this translates to. I want to say that's like the 29th at 7 a.m.? I'm pretty sure that's like super early morning. Well, anyways, if anything major happens in this live stream and you manage to miss that one too, I'm probably gonna miss it if it is actually at 7 in the morning. But yeah, I'll be doing a video covering all the details on it if anything, if anything hype is talked about. So don't worry about that. Okay, yeah, it looks like for the remainder of this, they're just going to be doing a little audience questionnaire, some fun stuff, giving us a couple of like in-game resources. Nothing too major to look at. Yeah, this live stream definitely fizzled out for the last bit of it. So that's pretty much everything that we've got here. But yeah, really, really excited that Daima's coming. And again, we'll have to wait another couple of days here just to see what is going on with the future of this 40th anniversary celebration. So let me know what thing here you guys are the most hyped for. I think aside from Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku actually existing in-game, the secondary thing that I'm the most hyped for is being able to see my power level on the home screen. I think that's going to be really, really cool. Definitely a welcome change. Actually, I think the 2000 rank cap is probably better, just because it's so mundane sitting there at 999. That's just going to be another way to stay engaged with the game now. That's probably a better take than just being able to see the power level on the home screen. But I don't know. Having a top power level in the game of anyone in the world kind of makes me feel like justified in that being a cool thing, right? So, all right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and finish it up here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, let me know in the comments what you guys are the most excited to see here. What you are looking forward to the most. That's gonna do it for this one, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.